What is going on, guys? Marcus here with the Reformation Woodshop. My wife and I recently just decided to make our office an actual workspace, and seeing as she has dove headfirst into the world of sewing, I decided to make her a cutting table for all of her fabrics. This table is going to be dynamic. One side of it will be a desk. The whole tabletop will be big enough to cut any size fabric that she needs, and the opposite side of the desk part will hold all of her fabrics and anything that she needs to store. Thank you guys for tuning in, and let's get to it. I started this project by ripping down the tabletop out of 3/4 inch maple plywood under strict supervision from my little one. You'll see her scattered throughout this video helping me with little things here and there, which is fitting because this build is for her mama. The next thing I do to dress up the top is rip down some trim to hide the layers that make up the plywood. If you plan on painting the top, you can just sand the edges up to around 220 grit and then take a coat of paint pretty well, but since we're going to stain it, trim is the way to go. Now I'll move on to the frame, which consists of 4 legs, 4 aprons, and 3 leg runners. For the legs, I take a 2x6 and cut it down to the desired height of the table, and then I'll take it to the table saw to take off the rounded edges and split it in half. After I get the 4 legs to the dimensions I want, I move on to the apron and runners. The process to get these is basically the same. I rip off the rounded edges of a 2x6 and then rip the 2x6 into 3 pieces, which will make them a bit slimmer than the legs. Next, the apron pieces and the runners will all get pocket holes so that they can be attached to the legs. Pocket holes are a really good way to hide screw heads or any joining hardware that you may want to use. Hiding hardware is like leveling up as a woodworker. The moment that you decide that your clients will never see fasteners again is the day that you go from beginner to intermediate woodworker. You know, my videos may never make me rich or reach millions of viewers, but I will look back on moments like this and cherish them more than if they had. No, right here. There, yeah. There we go. Give it a No, no more. Oh, way too fast, little girl. Get that drill. Bring it to me. To attach the frame to the top, the first thing I did was mark all the lines that would make the frame centered. Then I drill the pilot holes through the apron and drive screws straight down into the top. You gotta make sure you're using the right size screws here based on how deep you drive your pilot hole in, because you can drive your screw too deep and it may pop right through the top. I had to go back and add these runners at this point because I set them aside and totally forgot to put them on when I was building out the rest of the frame. When you've got so much going on like me, it's common to do things out of order. One side of this table will have 2 shelves for storage, so I'll rip those from the same sheet of plywood I used for the top. They'll get pocket holes just like all the other pieces so that they can join to the frame without any visible fasteners. For the mid piece that separates the storage from the desk side, I didn't have much plywood left over, so it was a bit more manageable to take to the table saw. This clip really showcases the massive size of my shop. Small shops suck, but they tend to make you pretty resourceful. I used my jigsaw to cut away a bit of material so that the mid piece will slip right over the aprons and sit flush up to the top. And again, I used pocket holes to secure it to the top. Oh yeah! I'm a professional! You see that? I've done things like this so often, and they always go wrong. I just assumed it wouldn't fit. But it does. Now take a mental note of my cockiness and let it be an example of how not to celebrate too early. Here in a minute you're going to see me put a shelf on, and if you pay close attention, I said earlier that there will be 2 shelves on one side, and one side will be for leg room and act as a desk. That's not the way I executed it. I've got no idea what I was thinking here. I guess I was just feeling myself and I was running with it. Either way, I took it apart off camera and put it back where it belongs. Look right there in the camera. Right there. Okay, say all done. All done. Don't put that in your mouth. Okay. Anytime I'm building something for my wife, I can always manage to convince her to paint or stain it for me. Thank God, because I'm not really a fan of finished work. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in making this table for yourself, there are plans on my website. I will have a link for you in the comment section down below. Please guys, if you enjoyed this, comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I will catch you in the next one.